we have a formula, I mean, my brothers, and so I just try to stick to that tradition of I'm going to make a horror comedy, not make a parody. Parodies will die out. A horror comedy will live forever, and everybody will understand a horror comedy because you don't have to see those movies. It's not the reference of the movie that makes it funny. It's the situation and the characters that make it funny. Horror comedies, the reason why I think they work is because horror and comedy as a genre, they share the same audiences, and they kind of share the same rhythms. In that, in horror, you build the tension, and then you release it with a scare. In comedy, you build the tension, and then you release it with a laugh. So it's all in like all this tension, and then it's the release. It's like great sex. Malcolm is an everyday man. He's just a man that wants to do right by the people that's in his life, and wants to do right by his girlfriend and our kids, and start this makeshift family is something new and different, and he wants to get along with Becky, the teenage daughter, and accept the challenge of being a man, and move into this house, and he's just plagued. The guy got a ghost attached to his ass and can't get rid of it. Malcolm is basically the audience point of view. If you put any audience member in the situations that the cast members are in horror movies, that's who Malcolm. That's Malcolm's point of view, especially a black point of view, because he's looking, going, "Oh hell no, that shit ain't right. We got to do something." No, I'm not going down there to the basement to check what's going on. Things die in the basement. We try to diversify it because we're equal opportunity offenders. So I kind of want to hit it from every angle. And, look, race humor is always fun because it's an elephant in the room, and we just don't mind going, hey, look at that elephant in the room, and that's okay. Somebody has to do it. And, that'll be us. Wyatt is actually a good kid, a sweet kid. He's your normal 8-year-old kid, but he just comes across a really bad imaginary friend. He has the worst imaginary friend in the world. He teaches him how to light fires, how to do drugs, how to do everything an 8-year-old is not supposed to do. He having a tea party with him with straight vodka. So it's just we thought the imaginary friend was funny, but what else do you do with the imaginary friend? What do you flip him? And so it was to make him the worst imaginary friend ever. He steals money out of his piggy bank. He's just but and that's what turns Wyatt to kind of down a bad path. They're a husband and wife, and they're always arguing and bickering because he had an affair on her, and she's psychic, and she knew he was going to have this affair a year before it even went down. And he tried to deny it. And so she won't let him live it down. And they're constantly fighting and bickering because, like every man, it must be hard when your wife is a psychic because she knows what you're thinking. So, why, most times guys are good at playing it off when we're looking at women's breasts because we look at your eyes, but in the peripheral, I see, like right now, I see straight nipples. Miguel's a, gardener by trade, by ethnic default. But he's helpful, and every time he helps me out, things kind of get worse, and you know, he helps me to do what do they call it, a bruja or a seance of some type to help clean the spirit out, and he brings a chicken, and but it's not a regular chicken from like a farm. He brings me a chicken from like a cockfighting ring that his cousin has. So this wild chicken becomes, it's a different. One of the big action sequences in the movie is me fighting a chicken. When you're the actor, the writer, and the producer, it's a lot of hats, to wear, and you have to literally jump in and out of those characters, and sometimes you play them all at the same time, and it's weird and it's hard and it's challenging, but this is the way I want to make movies. I like to make movies that people want to watch a couple of times. Like I'm not afraid to be a fool. I'm, I'm not trying to change the world, man. I'm just trying to change your mood. Come into the movie. I hope you feel better when you leave. There's a lot more gags. There's a lot more set pieces. Is it bigger in terms of the energy. I think in terms of the gags, we have more. I think there's the whole thing with the doll from The Conjuring is just absolutely hilarious. The through lines are really funny, and we even call back stuff from the first movie, and I think that was a lot of fun.